not creepy.
The happiest moment?
Okay, if you can't think of anything, you can pass.
Well, I don't know you're waiting on me.
I'm waiting on both of you.
I didn't have just one happy moment.
I mean,
I've
you don't
had
have
many
to be
happy
just
moments.
one. I'm just saying it can be whatever. You can say more than one.
Right now, think.
Okay, the happy moment I've had is when everybody was we were all on the platform worshiping the Lord together, and everybody's playing their instruments. And also when we went to Europe, when we all went to Europe. And Mike didn't go.
That was a happy time. We had a break.
No, but I mean, we went to Hawaii, and that was fun. Everybody was there.
There you go. You were
That
there
was
for that.
yeah. That was a happy.
That wasn't as
yeah,
happy, though.
oh, I loved it because we went to the beach, and Dad didn't go to that one, but we went to the beach on North Shore, and you stayed in the room. You didn't want to go to the beach.
I went to eat with a bunch of Japanese people.
Oh,
Dad,
mean,
do you
there's
think
a
of
lot of-
anything?
happy moments.
Mom, did you have more?
Yeah, when it came to the Lord,
She's good. She really.
that was a happy moment. When we came to the Lord, and I remember Uncle Sam was asking Dad if he wanted to accept the Lord, and all I could think of in my mind, he hesitated a long time, and all I was thinking was, if he says yes, I'm going to say yes. If he says no, I'm going to say no. And we waited and waited, and finally he said yes.
It's a good thing.
So,
Is that
yeah.
true salvation?
Well, we did accept the Lord. Our lives changed. Yeah, it was. We prayed the prayer, and our lives changed.
I had a happy moment. We were at 35,000 feet. The airplane pilot comes on and says, da 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 da, and all of a sudden it goes, and Mike is sitting there going, we're going to crash, and puts his hands over his ears. And Mo and Michelle are over on the other side with Mom. And this airplane all of a sudden starts going like this.
And that was happy.
I was happy that we stopped going this
Oh.
way. And the engines finally came on at about 5,000 feet. And I was real happy when I stepped off of that plane. It was really a good time.
That's how I am every time.
We got out of there with our skins. Other than that, I don't know. Sorry. There's a lot of happy moments. It's
Yeah,
just
we've had a
trying to
lot of
pick
happy.
trying to pick a specific one is very difficult.
Marriage.
Who's the next person that's going to creep
Birth
up
of
on
your
Mom
children.
and Dad? Next person who's going to creep up on Mama and Papa from behind.
Michelle already
I
left?
think her questions are.
Matt, I think you hurt her feelings. This was her idea. Okay. Go talk to her, and I'll do a creepy picture now.
Well, another thing too is when I don't know why, but I think it was, and it's. I love all of the kids. Don't get this wrong, but I was so happy when I was pregnant with Matt. I was just. Dad was not thrilled, but I was so happy when I was pregnant, and that was one of my happy moments. But I was pregnant. I mean. It's not that I wasn't happy with the rest of you. It's just that I knew the Lord when I got pregnant with Matt. And I knew it was a God thing because we sure didn't plan on getting pregnant after 10 years.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
I think Jake and Andy are too.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Jake and Andy and I are very glad you did.
Okay, we on another question yet?
Yes. Can I do one?
Let me go.
Can I do one? Okay, yeah,
We're filming now.
she's crying. Okay.
You were crying. I don't think your show would go.
Jacob.
Okay, this is a fun time with everyone. It's like too low and I don't
We
want to
should
bend
just
over.
turn the camera around.
Um,
So it's rolling.
Okay, so you talked about your happiest moment. I want to know, what was your best childhood memory? Like, what do you remember the most from your childhood? If you could just pick any one moment of your childhood that doesn't have to be a good memory necessarily, just something that was very memorable for you.
I remember up in Canada, we were up at a farm. My uncle, I guess it's my uncle, I don't know, whoever he was. We went up there to visit him, and it was cold out there, but they had pigs. And they had a thing with these pigs where it must have been a pretty good size pig house, I don't know. But anyway, these pigs would come out, and it was kind of like a dog house. So we would take it and jump on these pigs when they came out and grab their ears and ride them.
Well,
And that was cool. That was fun.
memorable,
That was a good time.
My memorable moment, one of the happy moments with my family, was at Christmas time. We would all get together and everybody played an instrument and we would all sing. And I just remember my brother played the accordion, my other brother played the guitar, my dad played the guitar, my mom sang, my sister sang and played the piano, and everybody played an instrument. We were just hung around with each other at Christmas time, and we sang songs, and just mother would always come up with her Ave Maria, or she would sing one of her Italian songs, and those were good memories and good times when we were kids. Anything else?
Next.
I'll ask you.
Is it gonna be? Do you need to tell me first?
He does.
No underwear.
Oh, okay, that's a good one.
What is your most favorite food?
What?
What is your most favorite food?
What's my favorite food?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, spaghetti.
We knew that.
You mean spaghetti with chicken?
Spaghetti with meatballs, spaghetti with chicken, spaghetti with sausage, spaghetti with spaghetti.
Anything.
Yeah, one time Bobby went to McDonald's and he asked and he said, "Can I please have some fries on the side Can I please have some fries on the side?" And then the McDonald's person asked, "Would you like some fries with that?"
Okay.
What about Meme?
Nice
What's your
one.
favorite food, Meme?
I have a lot of favorite foods.
Oh yeah, but your first favorite food first.
I can't think of just one. I like salads and avocado. I just had a great salad at the
Chocolate.
What's he say? Chocolate.
oh yeah, I love chocolate.
Yeah, no.
Dark
caramel.
chocolate. Dark
Caramel
chocolate.
chocolate. And avocados. Caramel chocolate.
Dark chocolate.
Caramel chocolate.
Jacob, do you have one?
As of now.
Okay. Will you be thinking
Let's
about
just go down the line. Just go down the line. Ask.
Oh, what was the most
Okay. When you were growing up, was there something when you were young, something that you wanted to be or do when you were
What's the question?
When you were young, was there something you wanted to be or do when you were young? Yes.
I mean, when you grew up?
When I was growing up, I wanted to be an actress and a singer. I wanted to be a movie star. And
It's turned out to be a
I want-
princess.
and I wound up just, but God blessed me because I was able to sing and sing for the Lord. But I did sing in clubs when I was younger, and coffee houses, and well, I was in the working at the Air Force or with the Air Force. I was dating someone from the Air Force, and I sang in coffee houses and places like that. But then God blessed me when I went to.
into your shirt. Would
Are
be
we
better,
ready now?
Jake. Oy.
Are we ready?
Yes,
No? Yes? No?
I think so.
Daddy's made so many people
Go ahead.
cry today.
What was your? Oh, that was the first time I sang solo in the church, and then I started singing with groups in the church, and then I said, Lord, that's the only time I'm going to sing is for you. Yeah, I sang bel canto. Oh, that was awesome. For about 8 years, I sang with bel canto.
That was professional, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And what is bel canto?
Bel canto is a semi-professional group that went around singing classical music, and that was the highlight of what I loved the most was classical music. And singing that was just, it was all God, because we came back from our vacation and I saw an ad in the paper that said we're looking for singers for bel canto, and I had no idea who it was and what kind of group it was, and I went and I knew the Lord, and I thought, Lord, if you want me to get, do it, I'll do it. If not, I won't. And so I tried out, and they did a part from the Hallelujah chorus, and I did a part, and I was not nervous or anything, because I knew it was in God's hands. If He wanted me to do it, I would do it, and if not, I wouldn't. And I wound up getting. They told me they wanted me to sing with them, and I had no idea I was singing with professionals. I mean, they were all like high school music teachers, and they were all in the different churches. They were professional worship leaders, and I didn't know at the time. I would have been freaked out probably, but I got the part to sing with the alto group. So that was a highlight of my. I loved it. What did you want to do? What is it that you wanted to do when you were growing up?
Let's see. When I was a kid, I think air traffic controller was my first pick when I was growing up. Then I got sidelined into shooting pool and figured I'd become Fats Domino or something, whatever that guy's name was.
That's Domino.
Minnesota Fats.
There it is.
And that didn't work out. So, what else did we do?
And you want to be a millionaire at 35.
Actually, what I wanted to do was do whatever it would take to get $1 million by the time I was 30. I hadn't figured out what it was.
Nice.
So, ended up being going into selling, which was fun, and missed the goal, didn't make it. Other than that, it was fun.
After 30 though.
Huh?
After 30 though.
After 30, but
After 30.
not by 30.
It's okay. You made
But
it.
goal setting's helpful.
So what do you want to do for the next 20 years?
Live.
Well,
What do you want to accomplish in the next 20
let's
years?
think of a little beyond living.
To live.
I don't know if you can hear my question.
20 years?
Yeah.
I think I'd just like to get set up well enough that I could croak and let Mom do whatever she wants to do for the rest of her life. Seriously.
Oh, so sweet.
You never knew I was a frog? I'm a frog, you know.
No, you're not.
What about you, Mom?
Well, you weren't
The next 20 years, I just want to continue being in music. I really enjoy outreach and doing what I do, like at the jail. And, I really don't know. Next 20 years,
It's a long time.
just to be in the center of God's will for my life, because that's where I know is the blessings. I mean, just doing what He asked me to do when He asked me to do it. And, we don't even know if we have tomorrow, but we know that God's got His hand on our lives, and I just want good ears to hear His voice and be obedient and have good health.
Have you accomplished everything on your bucket list yet? If not, what's on your bucket list in the next, before you croak?
There's nothing wrong about croaking today.
Well, basically the same thing as the other one, I mean, as far as accomplishing anything, I really would like to go to, I want to go to
Bucket
France.
list.
I want to go to France.
Me too.
I would like to live in Switzerland for a while. And I think I'd like to do a few river cruises in Europe. if we can get all the Muslims out of there. You know, seriously, I mean, I don't want to get blown up by these idiots. So, but those are things on my bucket list. I want to do some traveling.
I want to go to Israel
Oh yeah,
and
Israel
walk
would
where
be fun.
Jesus walked. And I'd like to do the same things Dad wants to do, is go to Europe and go on cruises and go back to Switzerland. And we really enjoyed Switzerland when we were there. But I'd like to go back to where my parents were born. I would like to go to Palermo, Sicily, and I'd like to go to Palmi, Italy, and see where my parents were born.
But we really would like to do it with the whole family.
Yes, that
We
would
want to
be
get the
awesome.
whole crew to go so we can
Yeah.
take over the ship. You know, and just do what we want to do. That would be cool.
Muslims out.
Mommy, can you touch your nose?
And those
with
little
your
ships
phone?
aren't that bad. We could get 100 people
Touch your
together
nose
to do
with
it.
your phone,
So, you know, we could do that.
Yeah.
What is some of your favorite stories with each one of your kids? Favorite stories
Favorite stories of each of the kids?
of each of the kids?
Oh, wow. I remember when Mo fell out of the treehouse.
That's a favorite story.
Stories or trauma?
It's one of those that we tell
It's
all the
one-
time. When we were
Yeah.
over in that corner working on the fence,
Yeah.
and Mike is yelling at us that Mo just
Oh,
died.
you kind of got it backwards. Actually, Michelle yelled to you about me falling out of the fort.
No, it was
The
him.
board knocked
Oh,
on my head.
you fell
Yeah.
out of the fort. See how favorite story that was? I changed it already. So Mike fell out of the thing, and Michelle's yelling.
He's not
He's
breathing.
dead. He's
dead.
dead.
He's not
And we-
breathing.
Tell you that.
And we got the aprons on with all the nails and the hammers
big
and
boots.
big boots. We're running across the field. About halfway there, I said, "You know what? If he's dead, it won't matter. I can't run.
I can't be any faster.
I couldn't run any further."
Loving dad.
Oh, wow.
What?
She said loving Dad.
We tried. We ran as far as we
Well,
could.
the thing about the hay was up to here.
Yeah, I mean it was.
It was really high, and we were trying to run through the hay to get over here, and we were dying. And Michelle kept saying, "He's not breathing. I think he's dead." And we're just like, "What?" You know? But he had the wind knocked out of him when he fell. And then another time, they were up in the fort, and Mike and Michelle were up there, and Mo was downstairs, and Mike says, "Don't come out because I'm throwing a board down." And Mo comes out and says, "What'd you say?" So he cut his head. Another trip to the hospital.
These are your favorite stories?
No, these
Now,
are just.
those are just stories
They
we
just
tell.
came to the front of our minds, you know, because we're sitting out
Debbie
here
has a
looking at
morbid
this
sense
stuff.
of humor.
Any other trauma you want to share?
Yes. trauma. Does Matt have any trauma? Or
Yeah, the rancid liver story.
Oh yeah, the rancid
That-
liver.
I didn't think that was a bad deal at all. I don't understand why you guys are so upset about rancid liver. I don't know.
Like the snake stories.
Oh yeah, the snake story
oh, the,
Which one?
about the water moccasin that was up against the house, and
That wasn't nothing to do with the kids.
no, didn't well,
We're on a kid's story. The question is about the kids.
yeah. Let me think. You guys have to help us remember some of the stories.
We remember about the. I remember Michelle used to run around the pond. I used to wonder why would she keep running around the pond. And she'd run and run and run and run and run, run and run some more.
36 times.
Huh?
I ran around 36 times.
36.
I thought it was 26.
Why?
She was going a mile.
See how far I could run.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's see.
Another story was with Michelle was when she was playing ball. We used to watch her play ball and take Alex with us, and Alex loved
Bo and Dennis.
and what was that girl's name? That Japan Keiko. I think he loved Keiko, and he used to come. We used to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" all the way over there to Orlando, and those were fun times. kids.
Yeah, we had Bo and Dennis and Cameron there sometimes.
Yeah, they came out
Used to
too.
come out to those games.
Yeah. And a good story was when Matt graduated, and I got to speak at the graduation, and that was an honor to be
Why
able
did
to
you
do
speak
that.
at his graduation?
They asked me to talk. What was that about, Matt? It was just like encouraging the kids, the graduating class. I spoke to the graduating class and encouraged them
Why
to.
you?
I don't know. They asked me to do it.
They didn't ask me.
You were working that day.
They might have known what kind of stories you told.
No, that story
Ron,
about
questions
Mo.
too?
Speak up.
What was your favorite vacation?
Favorite vacation? That was our road trip to Europe, where we took the Eurail Pass and just went all over Europe. And I think that was the best one we ever had. I think we had about a month over in Europe, and we just got on a train, went until we decided to get off. We'd get off, go to wherever we were, get back on, and go somewhere else. And we just went all over the place. Ended up in London for a couple weeks.
1 week, yeah.
And that was just a fun trip because we really had no agenda, and we just really did what we wanted. And it was fun. It was a good trip.
And the reason we went to London is because Michelle said we were having so much trouble. Matt had to go to the bathroom, and we were in Germany, and he had to go to the bathroom, and Roger kept saying, restroom, restroom. We were trying to find a bathroom for him, and they could not understand a thing he said. And Matt's like, really had to go bad, and Roger's frustrated because they don't understand. And I said, toilet, and he's went, over there. They didn't understand restroom, but he understood toilet.
So why did we go to London?
And we were, the thing was, we were going to all these different countries, and nobody could understand anybody. And Michelle says, can't we go someplace where they speak English? And we said, well, London they do. And so we decided to go to London.
What about the train ride, remember?
Oh, yeah.
To the wrong train?
Yeah, we were in trains, and they were splitting, and we thought we were on the wrong train, and Michelle and Mo were in the head of the crowd, and we were trying to get to the other end of the train, and Matt and and Michelle fell one time, or Mo knocked her down trying to get by her. No, Mo.
He was refusing. Yeah, you knocked
her
her
down.
And he wouldn't hold the door anymore.
Yeah, he went on strike. He said,
Matt
I'm not
went
getting
on
a door
strike.
anymore. And we were running, and Mo knocked Michelle down. He says, oh, sorry, and he just kept running. But it was a panic situation, but we didn't even have to panic because the train was not dividing. We were in the right part of the train to go where we wanted to go. So it was off or not. But the funny thing was, we all had all this luggage with us because we went to Massachusetts first and visited Mom and Dad. So we had all these suitcases, and people were sitting on the train, and every time we went by, we'd clunk out heads all the way up and down the aisles. We were hitting heads all the way up and down, and we had all this luggage. We learned never to take so much luggage, bring a backpack. But that was a great trip. It was wonderful. In fact, we went to the catacombs and saw the catacombs, and where all of the Christians were living underground for so many years, 400 years. And when we got back to Daytona Beach, Matt of course we had taken him out of school. When he went back to school, they were studying about the catacombs. And he said, I was just there, and he was really able to tell him all about it.
Another good vacation that we had was when we went out to Texas. You guys were living out there.
Oh, yeah.
And we went out to that big lake. We rented a motorboat.
Lake Mead. Yeah.
And everybody went skiing. And we went around we must have went around that lake 25 times. Yeah. But it was that was a fun time because we had never been to San Antonio other than being in the service, which is not the time that you want to go. But, if you're ever visiting a place, that was a really nice area, I thought. And that was fun because we had a lot of fun going different restaurants and going out to the lake there. It was a very deep lake, but we had rented a boat and kids were skiing, and yeah, it was fun.
And I learned how to ski on one, get up on one. Mike taught me how to get up on one. I've always skied all my life, but I had to get up on two and drop one to slalom. And Mike taught me how to get up on one.
It was fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Any other questions from anybody?
How much life was left on the thing?
We're pretty much in the dark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're in the dark.
What?
We're in the
We're
dark.
in the dark.
Does anybody have anything
So what's
else
new?
they want to? You guys want to say anything else, or?
We are very proud of our children and our family, and I tell you, it's just we are truly blessed with each one of you. You each one have a special part in our heart, and we just every time we get together for holidays or anything, it is just such a blessing. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of blessings because I know we're building memories, and we are so blessed that our children like to be around us. There are so many people in this world that their children don't even want to be around them, around parents. And we are truly blessed, not only our children, but our grandchildren and great-grands. And we are so blessed. We are so blessed, and I give God glory for that and for each one of you. You're very special to all of us, to us.
Well said.
Very special too.
Well said.
Thank you guys for.
Thank you, Miss Shelford.
Thank you, Michelle.
Good idea, Michelle.
Thank you, Matt, for all the work you
Thank
did.
you. You can.
I'm gone.
I think we can still do more.
Can you
later.
need some help taking this apart?
He's got it.
Everybody bring their chairs in.